My name is Jenny. I am a doctor now, but the story I want to tell you happened many years ago when I was just a medical student trying to understand life, love, and the strange rules society teaches us. This is the story of the night that tested my marriage and the man who proved that truth is stronger than tradition. I first met Rowan on a rainy Monday morning at medical school. The lecture hall was huge, almost full. Students were opening laptops, flipping heavy books, whispering nervously. Everyone looked serious because it was the first day. I was searching for an empty seat when a tall guy waved at me. "Hey," he said with a friendly smile. "There's a seat here." I sat down and thanked him. He pointed at the giant anatomy book on my desk and sighed. "Do you think humans really need this many bones?" he asked. I laughed, and that was the first time I spoke to Rowan Carter. Medical school slowly turned strangers into survivors. Days were filled with lectures, hospital practice, and endless exams. Nights were spent in libraries with coffee and tired eyes. Rowan and I started studying together. At first, it was simple teamwork. He was good at physiology. I was good at anatomy. Whenever one of us felt lost, the other explained things patiently. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. And somewhere between the textbooks and late-night coffee, something changed. One evening, during our second year, we were leaving the hospital after a long shift. The city streets were quiet, glowing under yellow streetlights. Rowan suddenly stopped walking. He looked nervous, which was unusual for him. "Jenny," he said softly, "I think something strange happened to me." I raised an eyebrow. "What happened?" He smiled awkwardly. "I started medical school to become a doctor," he said. "But somewhere along the way, I also started falling in love with my study partner." For a moment, I didn't say anything. Then I laughed quietly. "Good," I replied, "because I think the same strange thing happened to me." Our relationship grew slowly but deeply. We saw each other during the most difficult years of our lives. We watched patients recover. We watched others say goodbye to life. Those experiences changed us, but they also made our bond stronger. By the time we graduated, Rowan and I were not just partners in studying, we were partners in life. 3 months later, Rowan proposed during a walk in the park where we often studied. He held a small ring in a shaking hand. "Jenny," he said, "I studied the human body together. Now I want to spend my life understanding the human heart with you." I laughed through happy tears. And of course, I said yes. Our wedding was simple, but beautiful. Close friends came from medical school. Our families traveled from different states. Music filled the hall, and everyone looked joyful. Rowan's mother hugged me warmly. "We are happy to welcome you into our family," she said. At that moment, I believed everything would be perfect. But life sometimes waits until the happiest day to test people. That night, after the wedding celebration, Rowan and I finally had a quiet moment together. We were both tired, but happy. Before sleeping, he looked at me and smiled. 6 years of medical school, Rowan said, and today was still the most stressful day of my life. I laughed. Really? I asked. More stressful than anatomy exams? He nodded seriously. Much more. The next morning, I woke to soft voices outside the room. At first, I thought nothing about it, but the voices became louder. Whispers. Concerned whispers. Then I heard Rowan's mother speak. Her voice sounded worried. There was no blood on the sheets, she said quietly. My stomach suddenly felt cold. Another voice answered, Are you sure? Yes, she replied. Something is not right. My heart started beating fast. I stayed inside the room, listening. Footsteps moved in the hallway. More whispers followed. She is a doctor, but maybe she was not honest. The words felt like sharp knives. After years of studying medicine, after years of building my life with Rowan, I was suddenly being judged for something so small, something so misunderstood. A few minutes later, Rowan walked into the living room where his family was sitting. The room became quiet when he entered. His mother looked serious. Rowan, she said slowly, we need to talk. He nodded calmly. I know, he replied. His mother spoke carefully. There was no sign that Jenny was pure. The room felt heavy. Rowan stayed silent for a few seconds. Then he asked a simple question. Mom, he said, how many years did I study medicine? She looked confused. 6 years, she answered. And during those 6 years, Rowan continued, did you trust that I was learning real science? Yes, of course, she replied. Rowan nodded. Then please trust me now. He stood up and spoke clearly. The idea that a woman must bleed on the first night is not medical science. It is a myth that many societies still believe. His father frowned. But everyone knows it, he said. Rowan shook his head gently. No, he replied. Everyone repeats it. That is different from knowing it. He continued calmly. The hymen is just a thin piece of tissue. It can stretch naturally over time. Some women are even born without it. His sister looked surprised. Really? She asked. Rowan nodded. Yes, sports, exercise, cycling, or simple body movement can change it. Many women never bleed during their first sexual experience. The room became completely silent. Rowan looked at each family member slowly. Then he said the words that changed everything. Virginity cannot be proven by blood, and purity cannot be measured by a body part. At that moment, I was standing near the door, listening quietly. My hands were shaking. But then Rowan said one more thing, something that made my eyes fill with tears. He said, even if science said nothing, I would still trust my wife. He paused and spoke softly. Jenny is kind, honest, hardworking, and brave. I have watched her save lives in the hospital. I have seen her stay awake all night for patients she barely knew. Then he looked directly at his family. If that is not purity, then I don't know what purity means. No one spoke for several seconds. Then Rowan's mother slowly stood up. Her eyes looked thoughtful, not angry. She walked toward our room. When she opened the door, she saw me standing there. For a moment, we just looked at each other. Then she sighed gently. I think we still have things to learn, she said quietly. She stepped forward and hugged me. I'm sorry, Jenny, she whispered. The tension in the house slowly disappeared. Conversations changed. The whispers stopped, and something unexpected happened. Instead of shame, that morning brought understanding. Later that evening, Rowan and I sat together on the balcony. The sun was setting, and the sky looked orange and peaceful. I leaned on his shoulder. You know, I said softly, medical school never taught us how to fight social myths. Rowan laughed. Maybe that is the final exam, he replied. I looked at him and smiled, because that day taught me something powerful. Education is not only about learning facts. Sometimes it is about giving people the courage to stand up for truth. And the truth is simple. A person's worth cannot be measured by blood. It cannot be proven by an old tradition. Real value comes from character, kindness, and honesty. And that night, I realized something beautiful. I didn't just marry a doctor. I married a man brave enough to stand beside the truth and beside me. Thanks for listening to my story. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and tell me where you're listening from.